Hi, my name is Reshma. I have worked in marketing and brand management for over 12 years. I have worked with over 20 to 25 brands on their product and services. If I'm to say what I do in short, I say a compelling story and I make it go places. A brand manager is someone who says an impactful and identifiable story to a brand's target customers. Their responsibility is to make sure that the brand is identifiable and the story that you put out there is consistent and memorable. That's in short what a brand manager does. A brand manager is involved in a lot of things, one of which is design. And design could mean visuals in the digital world, like social media and ads. Design could also mean visuals in real world. So whether it's hoardings, whether it's shop brands, design extends across channels. So that's one of the things that a brand manager does. Apart from that, a brand manager is also responsible for good quality content development, and that content development has to serve the purpose of saying the brand's story. A brand manager is a feeling manager. They are in charge of how people think and perceive the brand, and that, I think, is the most important job that a brand manager does on a day-to-day basis. A typical day for me begins with meetings with our internal stakeholders or external partners. There's a lot of ideation that goes on. There's a lot of future planning that goes on. I get into the details of everything, right from how our ads look. I get into the details of what our blogs are saying. I get into what the data is trying to tell me about how our customers are reacting to a certain thing or what our customers want. So there's a lot of data analysis that goes on a typical day. I also typically have meetings with other departments like product development. I have meetings with the management to make sure that marketing is aligned with business goals. Apart from that, content creation is a big responsibility that I take care of, and whenever possible, I also do reviews with my team members. So who do you have to be when you want to be a brand manager? You have to be someone who loves to meet people, because you're going to be meeting a lot of people and you're going to be talking to a lot of people. So that means that you also have to be someone who's really good at communicating, really good at convincing people, and really good at getting work done. So if you want to be a good brand manager, it is very important to understand how the other functions in the organization are working, right from the management to the admin as well. It is important to align with their work. So as a brand manager, I would recommend that you also know some basic coding or a basic language, so that you can collaborate better with the development team and make them understand what it is you require and empathize with their work as well. I think the great part about the world that we're living in now is that you don't need to be formally certified for anything, because there's so much free knowledge out there. If you're curious enough, you could learn anything by yourself. So I don't think that there are any qualifications as such, but I would talk about the knowledge that you need as a brand manager. You must know performance marketing. You must know SEO, SEM, content development. You should be reading a lot so that you keep yourself updated. You should be following what is happening with other brands and how they're doing things, how they're innovating, so that you could sort of get inspired and do it yourself for your own brand. It is important to know data analysis, like I've said before. It is also important to know about marketing automation and what it does. So while a brand manager would not be handling everything hands on, and maybe you would, because in marketing a lot of roles overlap, it is important to understand how each of this is serving the purpose of augmenting the brand. In terms of certifications, there are lots of Google certifications that I did and I found really helpful. You can take those for free. Google has a big library of content about how the platform works. So it is important to learn about how Google works, because there are millions and millions of people looking for something on Google every day. So I highly recommend that you take a Google certification. If you are formally studying marketing, I recommend that you take SEO and content writing, so that you can practice and understand how SEO works. I also recommend that you have basic knowledge about how design applications work. So if you could do a basic design even on a Canva or even on a Adobe Express, that would help you understand how design works. What I would also recommend is that you take data analysis as a subject right from the beginning, and understand how to break down data into something that is usable, something that is useful, something that you could make inferences from and help the brand. So how to be a good storyteller? Everyone's talking about storytelling and how important it is. I think it has some specific components. A storyteller is someone who is a natural orator, someone who understands the person that they are talking to and makes a compelling story so that they can convince them about something. I think to be a good storyteller, you must have good communication skills. You must be well read, because you cannot tell a good story if you do not know what's happening in the world. You must expose yourself to new situations. You must expose yourself to new people, understand and observe how they talk, and practice. There's a lot of practice involved. So yes, you should be writing well, you should be reading a lot, and you should be practicing your communication skills. So a brand manager as a role is very elusive, and especially when you're beginning your marketing career. You're never going to get into brand management as a fresher. You would always get into something specific in marketing. It could be social media management, it could be content management or content writing, it could be video or audio podcast production. You always have to start specific and go broad if you want to be a brand manager, because you can be a good brand manager only if you understand all of these things and the business as well, and also understand your customer. If you're beginning your marketing career, look for specific things that you can expose yourself to. It doesn't matter where you start. It is important that you expose yourself to all aspects of marketing. It is important that you ask for variety more than anything else if you want to be a good brand manager. You need to understand and have worked on content. You need to understand and have worked on content creation, like audio visuals, written content, and everything in between. You need to understand design. So you never start in brand management. Typically you would start, like I said, in other aspects of marketing. So the average salary there would depend on what aspect of marketing that you're starting on. You can expect to get into brand management only when you have at least 4 to 5 years of experience in working in different aspects of marketing and understanding the customer. So when you're working as a brand manager, there isn't, depending on where you come from, would actually shape the compensation package that you have. You could expect anything from 10 to 15 lakhs or more. But it's important to get into brand management. It is important that you expose yourself to as many aspects of marketing and customer facing roles as possible, so that you could increase your possibility of earning more. If there was an advice that I would give to my 20-year-old self, I would say expose yourself to new work. Don't worry about compensation early in your career. While it is important, what is most important is to learn and to meet new kinds of people and work with interesting brands. What I would also say is pay attention to data, pay attention to data science, learn Excel skills, very important. It's something that I didn't pay attention to. I wish I had learned marketing automation earlier, because there's a lot of technology there that really helps you streamline your brand and marketing buying process.